Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Mitch. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to tell you how to not be a little bitch, how to stick up for yourself, and how to call people out for their bullshit. This is what your dad should have taught you, but you probably didn't learn for whatever reason. But Daddy's here. He's going to teach you. So how to stick up for yourself. How to call people out for their bullshit. What does that mean? What am I talking about? If you don't stand for anything, you will fall for everything. Don't forget it, okay? So I'm going to start with a quick little story. Something that happened to me the other day. I posted something on my Facebook. A very long-time friend of mine had quite a strong opinion about it. You can probably guess what the most polarizing topic is in the world at the moment. And instead of wanting to engage in a bit of a discussion, conversation, whatever you'd like to call it, he decided to be pretty aggressive, started swearing at me on this Facebook post. It's a funny meme. It's a picture with words on it. And this guy, who I thought was a friend, I thought was a mate, decided to call me an effing idiot. He decided to swear at me, and so rather than be quite emotional like this guy was, I decided to sit on it for just a day. This is a friend of mine. I didn't want to completely blow up the relationship. So I sat on it. I woke up the next day and I still just felt like knocking him out. So I messaged him privately and I said, I think you're a very weak and closed-minded individual. I won't say his name, out of respect, although he didn't give me the respect, so I don't know why I'm doing the same, but... So I said, I think you're a very weak and closed-minded individual. No friend of mine would call me an effing idiot on a public forum. Let me know when and where you want to meet up, and we can have a chat, and you can call me that to my face. And knowing the personality of this guy, he probably would have been feeling ashamed, and he didn't message me back. So that leads me to think that he didn't want to meet up and say what he wanted to say, be a Facebook internet tough guy to my face. Because people don't respect those who they think they can push around. People don't respect those who don't stand for anything. If I just let him run his mouth on my Facebook post, which, you know, I'm not a big shit poster on these platforms, but if I just let him run his mouth, then, you know, it doesn't show that you're standing for much. If you just let someone who wants to be quite aggressive, in my opinion, disrespectful, if you let that happen, people are going to see that. People are going to, you know, it's like prison, mate. You can't let people talk to you like that. Otherwise, they're going to know that you don't stand for much. Now, I learned this from my dad. I had a good father figure, but a lot of yous didn't. So I'm going to teach you. So in that example, what happened? What was the dynamic there? First of all, if you want to set a standard for yourself, if you want to call people out for their bullshit like I did with that guy, because he turned out to be a coward, not really a man I want in my life as a friend. If you want to do that, the first thing that you need to understand is yourself. You need to understand yourself. You need to understand what you stand for and what you'll tolerate and what you won't. If you're a young person, you're attracted to this channel, you're probably a young man, or probably, I don't know, you're someone trying to better yourself, you're someone trying to develop yourself. If you're a young person, you might not know exactly what you stand for, what, you know, something might happen to you one day and you might go, oh, I didn't say anything to that, or I don't know, someone might not be as aggressive as that, where someone, you know, swears at you or whatever. It might just be someone says something to you, you don't like it. You'll probably just feel the emotional charge of it, but you don't say anything back because you're taught to be respectful and be nice to people, blah, blah, blah. But if you don't stand up for yourself, it's going to gnaw away at you. And the best way to identify these situations is to know your own values and to define that. Define that for yourself. To me, my top values is loyalty, respect, and freedom. This guy showed me no loyalty. One Facebook post, lost him as a mate. He showed me no respect. So I knew that. I analysed the situation. It wasn't just an emotional thing that I went off my handle and just, was angry like this guy was. I said, you know what? This guy is supposed to be a friend of mine. My top value is loyalty. Didn't show me loyalty by being a good mate. Next one. Didn't show me the respect. So I'm more within my right to just say, mate, you can either meet up and try and be a tough guy to my face and there'll be some consequences, or you can get out of my life. And you shouldn't be afraid to kick people out of your life, especially if you know your own values, because it'll be easier to do that. And that's my number one tip for setting I hate, everyone wants to talk about boundaries. I think it's a bit of a wanky word, but it's the number one thing to call people out. To call people out on whatever you define as bullshit. And do it respectfully. I engaged in equal, what I thought was anyway, I thought he was quite aggressive to me. So I sat on it, and in accordance with my values, I just called him out very, very, I didn't name call him back. I said that I think he's closed-minded, and I said, meet up and we can chat about it. And he chose not to respond. So it doesn't mean that you can go out and swear back at people and yell at people and, whatever, do that. I mean, you might want, it depends on who you do it to. You might want to be prepared to stand up for yourself physically as well. But the first step to doing anything like this with authority, personal honor, is you need to know your values. There's lots of different ways you can find your values. Just go and Google how to narrow down my top 5 values. Go and Google that. You'll be able to do it. And if you go back in your life and how you've acted towards situations, do a bit of introspection, you'll be able to find what you value and how you value it. Another great example, I mentioned my dad before. I was speaking to him on the phone the other day, and he was talking about at his work, they're trying to quite subtly pressure him into getting this, everyone's favorite topic at the moment, this one. I won't say it because YouTube will put me in Silicon Valley jail. Now, my opinion, please don't hate me. It's everyone's personal decision. Think what you want, up to you, go and get it, live your life, live your best life. But I think it's everyone's personal decision. We don't know the long-term consequences of these things at the moment, so whatever. Anyway, they're trying to pressure him into getting this thing. And they basically tried to do a bit of a sale on him, They're trying to answer his objections and, trying to do the classic sales of, trying to, but what about this happens? And then, and he's trying to keep it on what he wants, and they're trying to get on what they want. And so it's a bit of a battle of opinion, or battle of, at the moment we're sort of talking about standards and personal values, etc. So it's a bit of a battle of values in this circumstance, isn't it? My dad wants what he wants, and where he's employed, they're trying to do one thing. And exactly what I was just saying, it's about being steadfast, respectful, and knowing what you want, knowing who you are. And they tried to convince him. They tried different tactics, and he just said, yeah, I respect what you're saying. I'm just, at the moment, I can't do this. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. Thank you for, I understand you're trying to look out for me. I understand you're trying to look out for everyone else. I understand your opinion. I understand your point of view. It's important to understand others' points of view. and not just think about yourself. That's a very important point as well. Understand others' points of view, but if you still believe that what you want is what's best for you, you stick to it. You stick to your guns, and that's exactly what he did. And they backed down. Now they know his opinion. They've tried, as they're entitled to. But he's entitled to do and say and make his choice, make his decision. So I'm going to give you one bit of homework. I want you to go out to a restaurant, a cafe, your local coffee shop, and I want you to ask for a very specific order. Don't be like crazy. Don't go and, order some weird McDonald's order that's going to annoy the McDonald's worker. Go and order a very specific thing that you want. And if the waiter, that's the first sort of, just being able to ask for that. Some people struggle with this. Some people might think this is dumb, this isn't going to help me. Well, some people really struggle with people pleasing, enforcing what they want, saying what they want. So that's the first thing. I want you to go to a restaurant or whatever, and don't go and tap on the little McDonald's screen and make your own. Go up to the person and ask for a very specific order, and do that. That's the first thing. Second thing, if they don't get it exactly right, I want you to call them on it. I want you to say, waiter, I asked for no pickles, extra salt, no da-da-da on my burger, and you didn't do it. Can you take it back, remake it, and bring it back? Doesn't sound like much, but that's just a little exercise to get you used to sticking up for yourself, calling people out, knowing what you want, because when you're happy, everyone's happy. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. You're the best. Thanks for watching. Bye.